For the past 2 weeks, I've been learning and documenting my entire journey of starting an AI agency from scratch here on YouTube and also on Instagram. In this video, I want to share with you everything I've learned, the wins, the losses, and just how you can also start an AI agency if you're just starting now in 2025. If you're new here and you don't know who I am, my name is Enzo Bakayoko, and I'm documenting my entire process of trying to start an AI agency from scratch. I'm 19 years old, I don't know how to code, and I've never ran a business, so all of this is new to me, and I really want to be a person that is like the guinea pig for you if you're just now getting started in this space. After 2 weeks in this space, I've realized that there's 3 main problems that you need to address face on if you really want to make it in this space. The first problem is not having enough experience. I mean, how do you plan to sell an automation if you've never really built any and you don't even really know what's possible? The second one is not having leads, not having clients that you can actually sell this to. I mean, you can learn all the automations, but if you don't have clients to sell it to, it's pointless. And the third one is not having credibility and authority in this space. I mean, who's gonna trust me, a 19-year-old kid, to go into their business and automate certain parts of it? In this video, I wanna share with you the strategy that I'm using to solve these problems when starting an AI agency. And I'm gonna break it down into 2 main parts that are equally combined. First part of the strategy is actually learning the thing. But how can you learn the thing if you don't even know what you're trying to learn in the first place? So when starting out, you really need to choose a niche within this whole AI agency space and just go head first and learn that niche and become an expert in that niche. There's tons of different niches to choose from. I mean, there's chatbots, there's voice agents, there's just simple AI automation. There's all these different areas that you can go into, and there's a misconception that you really need to be this super broad generalist, and I think that works for some people, but when just starting out, it pays the most dividends if you really lock in on one thing and become an expert in that thing for 2 to 3 months. Don't think 2 to 3 weeks, think 2 to 3 months to become an expert in that thing. So once you figure out what it is that you're gonna do, you need to learn the thing. And what I'm doing to learn the thing, the one I'm choosing is AI automation for businesses using things like Make.com and Airtable. The way I'm learning this is I'm actually in Liam Otley's free school community, and he has a list of resources and videos that I'm going through, which you can too. You can find his community and join for free if you wanna do that. But I'm also just going on YouTube and on Make.com, and I'm doing these courses that these softwares actually offer. And this is what I'm going to be doing to really understand the fundamentals. So if I go to a client, I can sound knowledgeable. Even if I'm not the one building it, you still want to be able to know what's happening behind the scenes. So the first part is learn the thing, but you need to choose the thing. So research, figure out what works best for you, figure out what it is, and then just become an expert in that thing. Give yourself 2 to 3 months, which is what I'll be doing. The second part, and the really the cherry on top of this entire thing, is just documenting your journey. Guys, you have to start a personal brand if you really want this to work out for you. It may be scary to start a personal brand and start a YouTube channel or start posting on Instagram, but doing this solves 3 problems in one. It solves, honestly, the learning process, because to make content, you actually have something to share. So it forces you to learn to share that content. The second thing it solves is getting leads, because the biggest issue when starting is not having any leads. You can't sell to anybody. And starting a personal brand gets your name out there. And the third thing that it solves is building this credibility and this trust, that third problem. Starting a personal brand really solves all 3. So if you can get over the fear of starting a personal brand and just start posting like me, these videos definitely are not high quality. You can see in my Instagram videos, I try to put some effort in there on the editing, but for the most part, I'm just saying everything I'm learning and talking to a camera. So step number 2, which mainly solves the whole 3 big problem issue, is start a personal brand. And you may be saying to yourself, this sounds good in theory, but why should I listen to you? You're just starting out. How do you know anything? And I completely agree. But I'm a living proof that it actually works. I've been posting on TikTok and Instagram daily videos of documenting my journey. And through that, I've actually had or I actually have a call booked today with a business owner, as I said, to help automate their business. And that's through just posting. I mean, I didn't have to do anything to get that. He just reached out to me and we found a time. I've also been able to reach out to people on Instagram for help and support because they see the journey I'm going through. And so I've had like these silent coaches, reach out to me, offer their help completely for free. And these things wouldn't happen if it wasn't for this posting and starting this personal brand. So that's the kind of education part of this video. Is there's these three main problems, and to solve them, you need to learn the thing and just document the learning so you can learn, so you can generate leads, and so you can build credibility and authority in this space. Now I just want to share some lessons that I've learned that could be helpful for you. The first one is you don't have to build all these automations yourself if you are in the automation space. You can actually hire developers and then pay them, revenue share. And I've experimented with this a little bit with hiring developers. And I think for me, what I'm going to be doing now going forward is trying to learn the automations and do them myself, and not just hire these developers from school communities and off Upwork who are, either live in Africa or India or Pakistan. And no offense to them, like they're amazing and they're smart, but for me, just it's hard to understand them. And you want a developer that you can really understand, you can trust, and who, preferably speaks the same language. So I think if you maybe even don't want to learn the automations and you just want to try to get the clients and hand it off to someone else, I would say try to find somebody who's is in your country, or you're just really you trust and you're comfortable with them. So that's one thing I learned, and I think it could be helpful depending on your situation. And the second thing I've learned is doing cold outreach is very difficult. You may think, oh, I don't need to post, I'll just reach out to tons of different people. And I'm doing that with starting a personal brand, and I've pretty much gotten 0 responses after sending, probably close to 100 cold DMs, cold messages through LinkedIn and Instagram. And obviously, doing this eventually will work and it will pay off. But I think the thing that'll pay off the most is just putting out quality content and showing that you're in this space and that you're trying to build. So people hopefully come to you when they want you to build something. The third lesson I've learned, which kind of ties into the strategy for solving those 3 problems, but is a little different, is so you have to choose a niche within the AI agency space. So you have to choose if you want to do chatbots, voice agents, you have to become an expert. But you also need to choose like a sub niche. So like, who are you targeting? Are you targeting real estate agents? Are you targeting construction service? Are you targeting roofing? Are you targeting service-based? Like, you need to understand what niche you're targeting. And at first, you probably have no idea what niche you should target. And so what I'm doing and kind of what I've learned is just pick one that you have a connection to, either through like a warm contact, someone you know in that space, or some expertise you may have. So me personally, I'm going to be starting with real estate agencies. I definitely don't have tons of experience, but I kind of have a warm contact who's involved with one. And so once you kind of figure out that sub niche, you really just want to understand all their pain points, either by just asking people, hey, what are some common pain points? Leverage things like ChatGPT to understand what these different pain points are so you can build automations that solve for them. And the last thing I've learned is when you do outreach, try to offer value up front. I think Alex Hormozi may have talked about this, is you want to offer value before like there's even a pitch. Just like, hey, I built this for you for free. And there's no obligation on their part, just simply you built it for free. So what's next for me in my journey of starting an AI agency? Well, I have a automation that's currently in progress for one of my warm contacts, so I'm going to be continuing to learn and work on that, and also just continue to do cold outreach. Even though I said it's hard and it doesn't work, it'll pay off, especially if you're also doing a personal brand. So I'll continue to do that. And I think the crucial steps that I'm going to be taking, and what you should take, is to dive deep in learning and to take practical steps once you do learn. And what I'm starting to realize is this isn't about starting a business, it's about becoming the type of person who can build a business. Look, I really don't know if this whole thing is going to work out, but I'm going to continue to document my entire journey here for you so you can see, especially if you're starting now in 2025 and you're not sure if it's saturated or if you should even start. I really want you to use me as someone that you can trust in this space for help, and yeah, I mean, hopefully grow this into something big. If you're thinking about starting your own AI agency or just curious about the AI space and want to see someone's journey who's starting, definitely subscribe and follow along, because I'll be posting weekly updates of what I'm doing. And also make sure to drop a comment of kind of the things maybe you want to see me posting, the kind of value you want me to add to this space. And if this video helped you out at all and you learned anything new, make sure to hit that like button. That really helps boost this video to other people who are also starting out. Thanks for following along, and I'll see you in the next one.